Hello, hello everyone. In today's video, we are going to build a simple web form that collects user information and then uses JavaScript to display a greeting using concept like call method, bind method. So just started with our HTML page. We are going to structure this form with our HTML code. So after that, we should start from the first line. Let's understand what how our this web page structure is gone through by this code. So let's start with our first line doc type HTML. It's just tell the browser to use latest version of HTML, HTML5 document, and in second line it tells the browser to use English language. So we can see here all the things are written in English. There are too many languages in our HTML page. You can add it. And after that, there is a opening of head tag. Inside head tag, there is invisible things that are these inside head tags. These are not going to shown in our web page. It will only visible part is title that will we can see here on browser tab user info program, and after that here we are linking bootstrap css to make css easy to use in this file. And there is also meta cassette utf app, so it just uh, add the like we set the character encoding to UTF-8 and include a mm, like for styling or other thing. So after that, we are done with our head part, and after that there is a opening of body tag with Bootstrap CSS class. So it's just defining a Bootstrap for our page, like it made a background color EPG light. So there is a light color in our background. We can see it. And after that, there is a bootstrap container margin MT5. This this part is MT5. It is just taking the space between the top part of the page. So after that, there is a heading tag H2. Inside heading tag, there is a enter your details, and after that, there is a form tag. We are starting from here, and form's name is user form that we are going to define in our JavaScript. So it will we are going to use or access it from JavaScript. So like we can see here user form. We are accessing user form name by JavaScript by with the help of document.forms. We are targeting this part with the help of document.form in our JavaScript file. And after that, There is a div container with a bootstrap class MB3, and there is a label name. This inside label tag there is a written name, so we can name is visible here. So after that there is an input tag for name. This one, so it is just connecting the name, for name is connecting with the this new ID name. For name is connecting input. Actually, label is going to connect with input with the help of for name and ID name. And there is also a form control. So form control, it is a bootstrap CSS class. So it is just used for the styling. So we are making four labels: name, age, location, hobby, with four input user input, where user can type their information to get visible. So it is a name, it is a age, this one for location, and this one for hobby. And there is a submit, button tag submit. So here, button tag submit with the type submit, and it is a primary means blue. It is a bootstrap class, and form ends here. And after that, there is a output, another div, and output it is for this section. If we enter the whole detail, then we will get result here, and this ID will be going to access in our JavaScript file, and after that we are linking our JavaScript here with the help of script tag. So, so after that we are moving to our JavaScript file. Here we are going to take the input from the user name, age, location, and hobby, and use JavaScript object like the bind method and call method mm, to show a personalized message dynamically on the page. So here we create an object called person. This object has two properties, name, age, both with the default values here. And after that, there is a greet method that uses this dot name and this dot age to create a personalized message like hi, I am like your name, and I am uh, like 15-year old. After that, there is a break tag where I live in Kolkata, and I love to play cricket or something. Like you can enter here hobby, your hobby, and the thing what do you like to do in your free time. So after that, there is a location and hobby are also passed argument to the function. So this is going to show how this refers to the object calling method. After that, there is a const form. It is a reference variable we are taking here as a form, and with the help of document.forms, we are targeting user form that we already know. We are targeting this form section with the help of this keyword document.form. So this is accesses the form by its name attribute, and after that there is a document.getElement by ID output. We also know there is an ID output. We are accessing it here with the this keyword document.getElement by ID. So after that there is a form dot add event listener. So in this line we use add event listener to wait for the user to click the submit button, and like event dot prevent default here to stop the form from refreshing the page when it submits. This is important when handling from the JavaScript. If we do refresh our page, so all the data will can't be entered here. So after that, there is a get input value using form element. So we get the value from the form fields, and value with the value we get the user data, and dot trim will going to remove any unwanted spaces like we entered, but it will not going to show as a result like big spaces if we give 3 to 4 spaces between two sentences. So after that there is a parse int um, near age variable name. So parseInt converts the age from string to a number. So it's like form inputs are always try to always a string. We already know it. So the parseInt will going to convert it into a number. So after that we create a user object const user obj. So we make a new object, user object, that holds the user's actual data. It also has its own method called like say hello that demonstrates how this works inside an object method. How it's work inside an object method like hello I am this, and this is the this is this in action like with the help of like this method is optional but useful to show how this dot name can be used inside any object method. So after that there is a three method type using call method, using apply method, and we are doing the operation with the with three method like using call method, using apply method and using bind method. So here we commented our using call method and apply method, and we are going with bind method now. So bind method allow us to create a copy of person dot grid, but bind it to user object. Like first we can go through the nodes. Like here is a JavaScript is a prototype based language. So we can create objects without classes. So here is a object with greet method, and we print hello from this dot name, hello from, like here name is written sorry, hello from sorry. ES6 JavaScript also added classes syntax and class person and constructor name age, and this dot name is equal to name, this dot age is like this is the class uh, with the object like we are creating, and there is a greet method. So after that there is a call method. What is call method? The call method is used to borrow a function from one object and use it for another object. Like there is an object concept teacher, and there is a key value pair. It's uh, value pair, and there is also a method we are using tech topic. So, so after that there is also an object named Ravi. So student cannot call the tech method directly. So we use call method. So it is not going to call this method tag method in this object. So we have to use call method. So like this teacher dot tag dot call student science. Like here call method is sending student object. Call method is sending student object as first argument output, and it is Ravi is teaching science. So, so here we are just borrowing there is a definition. The call method is used to borrow a function from one object and use it for another object. Like there is a tech topic, we are borrowing this function in this function and taking the mm, student object, and there is a science where science is a tech topic. Inside that topic function, we are using science. Like inside this topic, we are borrowing this thing into this and science. And as an output, we can see here Ravi is teaching science. So this is the this type in this line. We can see like there is a teacher object, like it is here. This object is written here dot tech dot call, and we are borrowing the its tech function into this student object. Like we are using student here and borrowing the its tech topic in this object. We are using uh, topic in science. Topic is science. So as an output, um, there is a Ravi is teaching science. So after that, there is a apply method. The apply method is used to borrow a function from one object and use it for another object, passing argument as an array. So in this, there is also an object teacher, and there is also a method, a topic, and there is another object student, and its name value is Ravi. So student cannot call take method directly, so we use apply teacher dot text apply student. Inside array we are taking science here. This is the difference between the call method and apply method. The need to like the apply method is used to borrow a function from one object and use it for another object, passing argument as an array. So we are passing the argument as an array, and we are getting the same output like call method. Ravi is teaching science. So that's it. And let's move to the bind method here. So what is the bind method? Bind method is the method to use. It is used to borrow a function from one object and use it for another object. Till here, it is doing the same thing as call method, but after that there is a but. It returns a new function that can be called later, like but it return a new function that can be called later. This is the different thing from the call or apply method. Here we are creating a method that we are going to use it. We can use it later. Like there is also an object, and it is a second object. There is a method teach, method tech, and it's a topic. So here we are taking const bound tech and creating a variable, sorry, object like this here, but it returns a new function that can be called later. Bound tech it is a new function we are creating here. So teacher.tag.bind student bound tag science. So output is same, but there is we are created a function here. So this function we can use later if when we need it in our code. So let's move to the code, and this is the mm, code for the call method, and this is the code for the apply method, and there is a code for the bind method. The bind method part is uncommented. So I, in this web page, we are using bind method, bind method here. So uh, bind method here, we are creating bound greet function, bound greet function. So like bind allow us to create a copy of person dot greet, person dot greet. Here is person, and here is greet method, but bind it to user object. For but this is here bind method allow us to create a copy of person dot greet, but bind it to the user object. Like here it is a second object. So this means that inside greet this dot new, this dot new will now refer to user object. It will just moving me here like you already know. Find method is used to borrow a function from one object and use it for another object, but it returns a new function that can be called. Till here, both the method we already know. One is call method and second is apply method. Uh, in apply method, we need to pass the argument inside array, but in bind method we pass the argument as a call method, but like here return, but it returns a new function that can be called later. So same here we are doing like here this is the person object and there is a greet method, and so here using bind method, like bind allow us to create a copy of person.greet and but bind it to the user object, this second object. So this means that inside greet method, inside greet method, um, this dot name and this dot age will now refer to the user object. Um, user object, second one, it is just borrowing the greet method from person to this section, and we are here we are using bind method to just there is a also location, so we pass location and hobby as argument, so there is a bound greet can use them here like location and hobby as an argument. It will just pass the location and hobby as arguments, so bound greet can use them, and we then we can also call the found greet and store it to return the value in HTML. This is bound greet method. This bound greet method we can call for our um, for the programs like when we want to call this one, we can call like here it is returned here from here, but it returns a new function that can be called later. The whole bind method is used to borrow a function from one object and use it for another object, but it returns a new function that can be called later. So in our code, found greet will call later. This is a new method we created here, and it can be called later. So after that, there is last line. So it will just so just we put the HTML string we built into the output div here, and it will just like this is how the users see their message on the screen after clicking submit button. Like I will show you. Like we just type Rohan is the name and he is like 33 and location Kolkata, and its hobby is like playing cricket. To submit, after submitting, we can see the result. Hi, I am Rohan. I am 33-year-old. I live in Kolkata and I love playing cricket. So here, user object borrow the greet method uh, from person and show the result here using bind method. And there is a new function or method is created here that we can call it later. So this function just separate it from call method and apply method got separated by the this array. When we pass the argument inside array, then it will just separate it with call method. So that's it. Thank you.